Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Now, I want to talk about this right here. Coach Prime to the Cleveland Browns, not far-fetched, and here's why. Now, we know that Kevin Stefanski today was fired by the Cleveland Browns, and I'm not sure what's next for Kevin Stefanski. There's talks about other teams as well. He has, on his resume, he has Coach of the Year on his resume, so depending on if he want to coach or he want to take a rest, he probably could find another gig. We'll see. Maybe he just needed a different change, but people are talking about it. They at least discussing it. I saw some people today discuss could he go to the Cleveland Browns. Now I know he said that he doesn't have any desire to coach in college football. I mean, excuse me, NFL. He doesn't have any desire to. He said his passion is helping young people in college, but he did say at one point he would entertain it if he had the opportunity to coach his sons in the NFL. And the Cleveland Browns, could it be a likely spot? One thing is for certain, though, whether you think he can coach or not in the NFL, they will be the most talked about team on the planet, all sports. They will be the most talked about next year if he decided to take it. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's say within a few days they announce it. It will literally from that point on until the start of the season, even throughout the season, they will be the most talked about franchise in sports right now. It'll be money made on top of money on top of money at that particular point. I don't not now what how strongly is that a possibility for me? I don't know. I would say if I had to give it a percentage, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a thought though. And people are talking about it. I hear people talking about it today. Wouldn't that be something if he go back to the NFL and coach his sons? Wouldn't that be crazy? And not only that, bring some people from Colorado as well. Wouldn't that be like something to talk about? It would. It'll be something to discuss. Is that a possibility? I'm thinking more than likely not. I'm thinking they're going to go with um, someone else, but you never know. It is a possibility. It might not be a strong possibility, but it is a possibility. Now, I don't think Dallas, but I think the likelihood is Cleveland if it's a possibility. Now, I'm looking at some of the moves they're making at Colorado. It don't make sense to me. It's almost like the writing's on the wall. I wouldn't be put it this way. If he take the Cleveland job, I wouldn't be surprised. Just based on what's going on in Colorado right now, I wouldn't be surprised. But is it a long shot? It depends on who you talk to. It could be, but I think if they are going with another situation, they probably go with another coach. There's a lot of coaches out there that they more than likely will go. Yeah, I know Omarion went to Arizona State. I thought I posted that video that he went there. Did I? Thought I did. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I sure did. Yeah, I did. I already posted that already. That he went to Arizona State. But you said I don't think they will let Dion coach. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know, man. I know he knows the owner. I know he does. Know that much. This could be a movie waiting to happen, man. I'm just saying it. It's not. I wouldn't put it this way. I wouldn't be shocked if he took the position. I would just listen to 0 to 60 earlier. They were talking about it. He said if it was him, he would take it. If he had a chance to coach his son, of course he would take it. But is it the likely scenario? No, it's not likely. However, it depends on what the owner is thinking because he'll be the most talked about franchise. That stadium will be packed. They'll be the most talked about franchise. I'm just telling you this. You talking about like how Bucky has it now with the videos and all season, it will be even crazier if it's the NFL. It'll be that heightened even more. It'll be crazy. It will be it will be insane. Like I said, I don't know if it's the likely situation though, but it definitely is a thought that people to consider. And like I said, I would if he did take the job, I would come back and tell you now. People leaving makes sense. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense what how they couldn't keep all these people because they like. I know people are looking like because they're picking up some good prospects now. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, those two receivers they picked up are on the money. They're going to contribute right away. But we're used to the receivers contributing, right? They always get good receivers. But I'm just looking at the other pieces to the puzzle that they let go to other teams. Do they not have the budget? Like, what is the case? But if he was to take that coaching job at Cleveland, yeah, it comes with a lot of pressure. There's definitely a lot of pressure on the table. If he was to take that job, it definitely is. You talking about being scrutinized? They'll really be scrutinized, but the payoffs are even greater. Greater the risk, greater the reward. That's what this will be. Greater the risk, greater the reward. But that'll be something like out of a movie if that was to happen. That would be like something out of a movie, man. You said the Sacramento transfer coach can handle CU Buffs without Coach Prime. You said and Shiloh will be on top of the backfield ball. I don't know. He will have to get in shape. He'll definitely get his opportunity. Whether people like it or not, he'll be right there. More than likely, if he wants to. If he wants to. But I wanted to talk about that because everybody else is giving it a thought. It's worth talking about a little bit because it's not out of the realm of possibility. Is it kind of far-fetched a little bit? It is, but it's still in the conversation though. Because a lot of things this season that make no sense, especially some of the players they let go, man. I don't care what nobody say. Now, let me just say this. I know some people may think that I'm knocking some of the lower division players. I'm not. We got a lot of players from the lower divisions that turn out to do really well. So that's not the issue. I'm just talking about some of the quality that left the program. Um, let's just say if it was for money reasons, they couldn't keep some of them. Tafiq was worth keeping. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm saying right there. I'm going to stand on that. Now, could they go acquire somebody in the portal? We'll see because they're just getting started. They got a lot of people coming. I see a lot of people from Sacramento State in the portal. I'm assuming that they're coming to Boulder. Mostly, not if not all of them, more than likely some of them, or more than a few, will be coming up to Boulder just because their coach is there and they're familiar with them. And it's a good opportunity for them as well to move from Sacramento State up to the big time, up to Power 5 football. So it makes sense for them to graduate to the next level. Remember when Coach Prime took the job at Colorado, some of his players graduated to the next level, Travis and company, and it worked out for them. So it's a good opportunity for them to follow their coach from Sacramento State to Boulder. So now they don't have to worry about certain roster spots being filled. They already got people coming. So it takes the pressure off the program for him to bring his people with him. And he also know what they can do. Okay. So if he know what they can do and he trusts them, at least you got some people that know what they can do. That's what I was stressing. You got to have people that already know how to play. You can't take a chance on some people that might work out for you. Because sometimes you might run into a situation you don't know what a player is going to do until he gets there. There was a lot of players that came in. People had high grades and high hopes for them, and it didn't work out. Some people saying some can't play. No, you don't just mysteriously stop learning how to play. Something happened. Okay, you can play football anywhere. You don't just mysteriously just learn that forget the fundamentals and stop knowing how to play. But it could be a situation somebody told me where it depends on the system. Maybe they didn't catch on to the system. Yeah, but it's one particular player. He played He played at one of the top teams. He actually got playing time. Came to Colorado, couldn't find his way. I don't get it. If you can play under Coach Saban, you can play on anybody. Like, I don't care what nobody's saying. And you can get meaningful playing time. There's people saying like, oh, this is garbage and stuff. No, he's not. He played at Alabama. Now, whatever happened, how he didn't play there, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. But my point is, you don't know what a player is going to do until they get there. I do know there's at least two players. I already know what they're going to do. Now you might say, well, why Max? Because I already know. I can just tell. The rest of them I have to see until we see what else they got coming in there. I'm just being real, man. I'm just a little bit apprehensive to be positive for the upcoming season. Just a little bit. Now, if he decided to go into the Cleveland Browns, all is forgotten, and we're off to the NFL. I'm off to the NFL at that point. He said Shedeur needs to stand on his own as a man. He doesn't need to have his dad coach him. Here's the voice of another coach. Well, technically, he would have an offensive coordinator. He would have an offensive coordinator, to do all that. But I mean, it's just a thought because everybody else talking about it. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and, let me just talk about it real quick. But I think he already passed the test. He can play without his dad. He went through the fire this year, and he passed it. He passed the test with flying colors. You know what I'm saying? So everything else now is just he ready to go. He don't face some teams. He don't face the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? He don't face the Bengals. But yeah, I get what you're saying there. Like, I even said that too. It'll be better for him to get his total respect in the league just to stand on his own. But hey, coach already said it. He said the only way he'll go to the NFL unless he coaches sons. That's it. Now, what if he gets his opportunity? What if the Browns owner say, "What's up? What you trying to do? You trying to make history or what?" Now he got to really think about it. Like, were you trying to make history or what, man? Like, what's happening? I would do that if I was the owner. I'm like, Prime, we trying to get talked about around here. We trying to be the number one talked about situation over here. And we trying to win too, though. We trying to win. The pressure will be on because, they got to win. But what can you offer? Can you do it? You said in reality, Shedeur is not through the fire. He needs to beat out Watson. Okay, so let's say if they go with another coach. They do have to give Watson a shot because they paid him so much money. I don't think there's no beating out Watson. There's no beating out Watson, especially with all the money they paid him. They don't pay this kid money. He don't even got to play football no more. That's how much money they paid him. Okay. That's what I was talking about, Keith. If Cleveland Browns are smart, they will get major cash marketing deals with Coach. Yeah, they just be real talked about. But if that don't happen, right? Shedeur and Watson, who takes the position on opening day. Watson don't got paid a lot of money. You said his teammates would think he's getting special treatment. Yeah, that would be maybe a concern in the locker room. That might be a concern. That might be a concern. And everybody's going to think it. You already know what the headline's going to be. Oh, he got the position because of his dad. You know what I'm saying? He didn't earn it. So, yeah, he would have to face that. He would have to face it. But let me just say this, though. The pressure will be on them then. Because, yeah, they lost this year, but you think Kevin Stefanski was under a lot of pressure. He would be under a lot of pressure. They would have to win. Or then the analysts would go crazy. Oh, you need to bench him, or It'll just be some. But I think he's up to the task. I mean, it's a possibility because everybody else talking about. I figure I'll talk about it. Is it likely though? No, it's not a likely situation, but it is a possibility. Whether it's a small possibility, is there. You said Shador teammates would clown him. Not if the head coach is Coach Prime. No, they're not. If they do it, they'll do it without Coach Prime listening, because he'll usually just bring somebody else in. Remember, he's a head coach. I know it's a situation, right? Like, yeah, it'll be. Let me see. When is the last time a head coach had his son on the team? Can somebody do a fact check real quick? It's happened before. Not with a quarterback though. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know the history on anybody know? Or I can research it real quick. Has there been a time where a head coach had his son on the same football team in the NFL? Yeah, you said Doc Rivers and his son. Yes. I'm talking about NFL though. Yes, Doc Rivers. It happened with Doc Rivers. How about NFL though? Anybody know? What's up, Knowledge? Oh, you found me over here? What's going on? Nah, Doc Rivers ain't Dion. This would be worse. Yeah, it would be worse because they will get on him, especially if they start losing. But has there been a time in the NFL? Can somebody do that real quick for me? Has there been an NFL coach had his son on the team? Let me see. No, I can't think of one. You said Shanahan had his son. No, I'm not talking about the coaching staff. I'm talking about playing. Yeah, you talking about Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan. No, not them. I can't think of one offhand, but if it has, then yeah, but not to this magnitude though. This is a little bit more high profile though. Coach Prime, Cleveland Brown coach. That'll be big. Guys, that'll be so big. Everybody that's currently talking about it their channels will blow up. You think Colorado was big? You think Colorado was big? Nah. You said assistant coaches, yes. Head coaches, no, according to AI. Okay, well, assistant coaches, but not a head coach. Yeah, this will be different. I don't know. That's why I say likely that's not going to be the scenario, right? And I don't know. Does Shador want that? We don't know. Shador might not want that. Yeah, Shador might not want it. He did good this year without him. He did. You know how much pressure he was under? And he looked cool under pressure. Sure, he had his moments on the field, just like the last game where his body language was messed up. But then he said the players got a hold of him in the locker room and said the players got a hold of him in the locker room and said, "Look, you got to get it together." So he had his moments this year. Only father son duo to play in the NFL happened in the 1920s. Okay, so it's happened before, but ain't nobody was alive. You said prime. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just saying that we were just bringing it out there. That is it a possibility, guys? If I'm telling you, if the owner say, "Hey, man, um, you ready to go or what?" Next thing you know, guys, we got breaking news out of Boulder. It's breaking news. We're waiting for the private jet to land now in Cleveland. Guys, it's breaking news. We're going to come to you live feed in a second. We're waiting for Coach Prime private jet. It's taxiing on the runway now. He's about to get off the plane. Okay, he's headed to the Cleveland Browns uh, situation. He's heading to their facilities now. God, that'll be big. That'll be big. You said it won't happen. I'll be shocked and surprised if that happened in 2026, 27. All right, well, who they got coming there to Cleveland? There's a couple coaches out there they already named already former 49ers coach. There's a few people out there. And Chucky's still out there. I call him Chucky. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He's still out there. He's itching to get back to the league. He's itching to John Gruden. He's itching to come back. You said Coach Marion is Coach Prime replacement. Anyway, right now, never say never. Never say never, Keith. Never say never. Y'all ain't gonna be saying that's his replacement if they mess around and only win 3 games next season. So he got a lot of pressure on him too. Make no mistakes about it, because I know how people switch up. You remember when everybody was giving the defensive coordinator praise when Travis and them was there? What happened last season? Y'all were waiting to replace his ass too. Y'all wanted to replace him, didn't you? It's all about what have you done for me lately in the league. You say Coach Prime done at CU NFL job or not? You think so? I mean, I wouldn't be. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. But if more high profile players hit that portal, then I'm thinking Cleveland now. I'm really thinking it. You said Deion has a losing record in college. No, he doesn't. He don't have a losing record in college. No way he's getting an NFL job. He don't have a losing record in college. He won more games than he lost as a college coach. Jackson State counts as college football. He's won more games than he has lost in college football. He has. You got to look at his whole resume. He has. He said, I can't see Coach Prime going. I can't see that either, bro. Not the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Not the Cowboys. Not the Cowboys, bro. I can't. Let me tell you something. Let's say if Shador somehow went to the Cowboys, and let's say Dak Prescott talking about he retiring. Shador go there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to support Shador at the Cowboys, yo. I might have to become a hater. I don't know if I'll be able to support, man. Not the Cowboys, man. Not the Cowboys, man. Anybody else, but not the Cowboys. You said Coach Prime probably makes more money with endorsements. I don't think he's hurting at all. But he said it. See, that's what I'm talking about, because he said the only way he gonna coach, he coach his son. He ain't coaching no other way. So what if the Cleveland Browns owner got something up his mind? I saw how he looked at Prime when he saw him, how he hugged him. I saw it. We're gonna have to talk. I see some possibilities here. You know what I'm saying? I see some possibilities. We be talked about. Win or lose, we gonna be talked about. Win or lose. Everybody gonna be talking about us. You said Commanders fan. I can't support the Cowboys, man. You said I'm a Steelers fan who hates the Browns. Let me see. You said he changed the whole program that was dead at CU. You said he can get an NFL head coaching job when see people do less. Right. He could. That's what I'm saying. Now he may not get the job, but he can be in the running for it. He may not get it. You see what I'm saying? But why not though? I mean, there are some likely other candidates out there. We all know that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. This channel name will change so fast that black bee would turn into a brown bee. It sure would. Never thought I'd be rocking with the Cleveland Browns. Never thought. Man, he'd get there. I'll get me a leather jacket. I get me a leather Cleveland Browns jacket. I sure would. You said if he wanted to make money, they would hire Prime. He already making money. He making money. But do he want to be talked about though? He know the money would come, but that's neither here nor there. He already making money. But will he want to be talked about? They'll be the most talked about sports club in all the world. more so than soccer in England. I'm just telling you this. They'd be the most Google search. Well, let me think about that. Hold on. Let me stop. Because football is really only super popular here. Our football. You got people around the world that follow it, but it's not like soccer though. Nah, it's not like that. It's not like AC Milan. You know what I'm saying? That's world known. AC Milan, Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? Barcelona, FC Barcelona. Come on, man. Yeah, let me back up for a minute. I don't know, but it'll be close. It'll be close. You talking about all the media hype and scrutiny? It will be on. Let me tell you. Prime need to go ahead going back to NFL anyway, man. Listen, man. It'll be that. That'll be it. You said they have Prime. Yes, teammates in the locker room will side eye Shador, but if they winning, what the fuck is Cleveland trying? Yeah, they trying something different. Listen, winning cures everything, but if they start losing, yeah, then it's going to be a situation. You say you support Shador, but you can't with the Browns. You a Raiders fan? You said. You said Coach Prime was already big when he played baseball for the Cincinnati Reds. Coach Prime brand and well-off media will be on steroids. I know. He's been talked about ever since he was in college. This ain't nothing new. He's used to the. Again, check this out. I forgot to mention this because he's under a lot of scrutiny now. This scrutiny that he's under don't mean nothing to him. That don't mean anything. He's been under the spotlight since he was at Florida State when he signed with the New York Yankees. Remember they had that whole controversy back then when he was at Florida State driving his own car on campus? And they were saying to the people how he afford that because he was paying his own tuition. He wasn't on scholarship. He was paying his own tuition from the Yankee salary. And that's how he was able to do different things he was doing. He was the first of his kind that was doing it like that. That he was out in the open with it. Because he was already professional already, so he could just pay his own tuition. That's what he was doing. And then playing with the Yankees. Yeah, he's used to the scrutiny. He's used to that. He don't even listen to it. Every now and then he does though, but it really at the end of the day it's not that big of a deal to him. It's not. He likes the attention. It's not. He's prime time. Remember that. That's his name. He prime time. Deion Sanders. Prime time. Okay. Prime time. Okay. Prime time. He can definitely handle the pressure. Shador definitely can handle it too. You see, he handled it. Shit, any other person, they would have folded this season. They would have folded. You said the dysfunctional hate for Coach Prime and the Sanders boys need to be studied. I mean, they low key still getting hated on because I'm listening to the people, and I don't want to hear it next year. I see the only thing with me is I'm not getting my hopes up for the season. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm taking it week by week. They win, but I'm still going to be following it because I already know it takes a couple years to rebuild this program. But is there going to be some excitement around them? Sure, it's going to be some excitement. They already hyping up the players coming in now. That's what they do every year. Hype up the players and they leave. Now the players ain't worth shit because they leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that. I rock with the players even when they leave. I'm not automatically don't like them. You know what I'm saying? You said they bringing in players but can't get your hope. Yeah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm just rocking it just like week by week, just enjoying football. Because that's really what it is at the end of the day. We get to talk a little bit about football and wait for there's a lot to talk about, right? So after the portal closes, once they get everybody signed and everything, then they're going to have their first meeting. all the players are going to be in Boulder. You know how he had that first meeting in the conference room? That's the next thing. Then after that, they'll start their training. Well, then we, watch some of the players prepare for their pro day. So there's a lot to talk about the pro day and stuff, the players working out, winter conditioning, spring conditioning, summer conditioning, different things like that. So it's going to be the same, but there's a little bit of pressure on them to win this year. It is. But for me, it's not. For me, it's not. It takes a while. But I do like the two receivers they brought in. And I do like the one that they call, what's the last name, Talib? I'm like everybody with that name. I'm rocking with that. That and Kamara. Anybody with that type of name, I know they can play. I don't give a damn. That with Kamara rings bells in the NFL, even though I don't think there's no relation. But anybody with that name, he got to know how to play. And Talib, I don't even know if there's a relation, but he got to know how to play with them two names. They just need a bigger stage. Because I hyped it up last year. I was real hyped. I said, yo, the quarterback, if he throw for over 1,000 and run for this, we got another Heisman Trophy winner. I said it. We got another Heisman Trophy. Dude, that first game, I was excited. I said, we about to see some Michael Vick types. You see what I'm saying? I was hyped, knowledge. I said, we about to see. I said, guys, you ain't seen nothing yet. I seen the tape. They said, Matt, who you talking about? I said, Heisman Trophy. Back to back. They said, it's like that, like that. I said, he going to throw for over 900 yards or whatever the case is. Run for 1,000. Okay? I sat up there. Wild Dog, you remember? I sat up there and hyped y'all up. I had you excited about it. You was like, I don't know, Max. That's how you were, I don't know. I said, nah. I almost knocked you off the panel. That's Aqib's nephew? Okay, he's good then. If that's Aqib Talib's nephew, he's good. I already know he's good because Aqib might have helped him. He's already good. So I already know they got, if that's Aqib's nephew, he's already good. Just let y'all know. And Aqib might have had something to do with it for him going there. So yeah, he's good. Okay, he's good. We don't got to worry about Talib. I know for a fact. He's coming already know how to play. Okay? He already know how to play. Because his uncle was a beast. He was a beast. He still talk like it too. He still got that attitude. Because he be talking to Skip. He said, man, I remember he had Gruden next to him. He had John Gruden brother next to him. He said, man, don't tell us what we don't be politically correct. Tell the real deal. He said, Aqib, I'm trying to tell. He said, no, you're not. Come on, man. What would you do if you was a coach? He didn't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if he's anything like that, he's gonna be good. You said definitely give nephew. Yeah. See, I'm just saying. I already know that kid can play. I ain't gotta worry about him. You said the staff failed Prime. He was fighting for his life. I'm giving Coach Prime a pass for year 3. You mean year 4? Oh, for year 3 because he just completed. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the day, football don't mean that much. When it came to the stuff that he was fighting, that football is secondary. Actually, football is more than secondary. Football ain't got to do with nothing at that point. But the fact of the matter is, then he had surgery, remember, and still came back to practice the next day. Remember that? I mean, he had to get the blood clot situation fixed, and then came back to practice the next day. So these people talking, I ain't gonna forget how petty they were. I'm not gonna forget it. You know what I'm saying? And then what's the name said? Well, I don't know if they're gonna invite me. Up there. I don't know. I'm going to wait. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know either, sir. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to invite you, sir, after what you said. If I were you, I'd talk to them. I remember what you said about the money and flying up there to see your son play on the school dime. I didn't forget about it. Now, see, you ain't had to do all that. That's like you're out of pocket. You ain't had to do all that now. I can see that you're a little emotional. It's your team. I get it. And all of us, we're not real fans. And I ain't nobody's fan. I'm just telling you that. I'm a supporter, but I ain't no fan. So, not no fan, yo. I ain't nobody's fan. Not trying to be in nobody's face. Nothing like that. We just sitting here talking football. Oh, yeah, Quib. He did it in a game, too. He did that in a game. He snatched the dude's chain in a game. He sure did. I don't know why he did that to this day. I remember he did it. I don't know why he did it. Because he did it to me, we both would have been ejected. We would just had to get ejected. You know what I'm saying? Or we would, or you know what? Not get ejected. Just wait till after the game. Like what's his name? Like Trent Williams did to what's his name? What's the dude name who's part of the Legion of Boom? He went right up to Richard. What's his name? Richard something. He went right up to him after the game, and just the fact that he just rolled up on him. That was crazy. I never forget that. He said, "So what's up now?" He went to him right after the game. Right after the game. You know, that's how you do it. That's old school with it. You know, let's do it after the game because we don't want to get ejected. Yep. Richard Sherman, thank you. Yep, it was Richard Sherman. He did that too. Richard Sherman said, What do you mean?" As soon as he said boop, hit right upside the head. Oh, at the game at the locker room door. Who did that before? That was wasn't Charles Oakley. It was it was Jason Williams. He's done it too. Jason Williams done it. Not White Chocolate. Jason Williams that played for the Nets, the New Jersey Nets. Not White Chocolate that played with Randy Moss. Not him. He's done it before. Somebody else though that did it as well. Shoot, was it Kevin Garnett? No, it was somebody waiting for Kevin Garnett. I can't remember who it is right now. Was it Chris Childs? I can't think of it right now. It happened in the NBA. It had something to do with the Knicks. That's what I remember. It might have been Chris Childs. Somebody was waiting for Kevin Garnett right at the bus. Yeah, that's old school. You know what I'm saying? That's back when the NBA was real. They used to let you fight a little bit in the NBA. Even though you get kicked out of the game, you know, Larry Bird and them always used to fight. Larry Bird, especially when they played Detroit. Anytime you played Detroit, there might be a fight. Might be. It was Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony was waiting for. Thank you. It was Carmelo Anthony. I knew it had something to do. He was still with the Knicks, right? And was he waiting for Kevin Garnett? He was waiting for somebody. Yeah, it was Carmelo Anthony. He was waiting around the bus area. That's old school. That means he still had a problem after the game. The other dude thought everything was cool. He was right there. Yeah, Carmelo and KG. Because you know KG and it went too. See, when you say something like that, it went too far. So Carmelo's like, nah, man, you got to see me. But I knew how it used to be back in the day, guys, with the bad boy teams. You know what I'm saying? And Charles Oakley. But then Charles Oakley had got traded from the Bulls and he went to the Knicks. Charles Oakley was Michael Jordan's enforcer back when he played with the Bulls. And then he went to the Knicks. Yeah, it was Carmelo Anthony. He waited. And I remember one time somebody ran after somebody in the locker room. I'll never forget that. That's back when The last bit of the old school of basketball was the Malice of the Palace. That was the last of it. Back in the day, it could just be up. It didn't matter. Yeah, MJ and Oakley are still close, but back when Oakley was playing for the Bulls, you know what I'm saying, he was the enforcer. And then eventually, that long way down the line, then Dennis came to the Bulls. That year, Dennis came to the Bulls. They won a lot of games that year. They broke a record. That was arguably the best team ever. Was the '97 Bulls? That might have been the best team ever as far as NBA is concerned. The second best might have been when Steph Curry and them when they had their run, and then of course Showtime when back in the day, any one of them Showtime teams, and the Bad Boys had their run too for Detroit. But the best team ever assembled was the Dream Team. Dream Team won 1992 in Barcelona. You ain't getting no better than that. Their best games were in the scrimmage. They had their best games. It wasn't nobody in the world that gave them comp. Not one. That time. Not one. Yeah, they were 72-10. That's the '97 Bulls. That might have been the greatest NBA basketball team ever assembled. That's when the worm came there. And they still had Tony Kukoc, aka the waiter, aka the European Michael Jordan. You said MJ, Pippen, and Rodman, Bulls. You said best. The reason why is because when Rodman came there, he just did his job. You know what I'm saying? He fit in the role rather nicely. He just did what he had to do. Check this out. Rodman, he can control a game without scoring. That's how powerful he was. You ain't gonna never see that again. Never. You're never gonna see that again. He could literally control a game without scoring. And then you know what he said? That when Biamba, what he do in the league, he said he'll get hurt. And he would. He would get hurt in the '80s, in the '90s, when Biamba would get hurt. And don't act like they didn't. They had people his height back in the day. They had Sean Bradley and Manu, and they had George Murasan. They did, but it was rougher back then. He would have got hurt. He definitely would have got hurt. They literally would like clothesline him. He would have got hurt. Definitely would have. But if he had a little bit more mass to him, he would have worked out. Especially with his skill set, he would have worked. You said the Redeem team got Kobe, LeBron, KD, CP, and Wade off the bench. You know who I think is better than the Redeem team? That team with Vince Carter, the Vince Carter Olympic dunk. That was probably, like, in my mind, the second dream team. They were big balling people when Vince Carter was on the team. Remember the Olympic dunk? I have never seen nothing like that, yo. I didn't think he was going to do it. I thought he was going to take a charge in. He jumped right over that 7-foot dude, man. And I never forget the announcers going crazy. They almost had to call a timeout. I think they did call a timeout. They went crazy. Kevin Garnett passed it to him. Never forget it, man. They were playing bully ball in the Olympics. Bully ball. They were literally playing bully ball in that Olympics. For real. The Redeem team was good too. You said, hell no, they had some highlights, but that Olympic team blew everybody out. Go look at the stats when Vince and them was there. They blew everybody out. There was no competition. You said the greatest dunk was Vinsanity. Clear. That's what we were just talking about. That's the Olympic Games. Yep. You had to actually saw it on live on TV when it happened. I was watching it live when it happened. Dude, I almost broke my TV when I saw it. I think I fell out. I couldn't believe he did that. I said, what is he doing? He did it on an angle too. It was insane. Vince in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Sure is. That's how good he was really that good. Vince was really that good, man. The University of North Carolina, he played under Dean Smith, it didn't do him no justice. When he got to the league, he went crazy. He went crazy, man. And he was the Iron Man. He played a long time. I had never, but then, they had, if you look at the stats on that team, bro, they was blowing people out. They were blowing people out, knowledge. But what they were doing, the reason why it didn't look that spectacular, because it started getting boring. Because the game was over like by half. They would the teams would give them a little comp. They would play around for the first 2 quarters. But after after halftime, that's when it started getting boring. They started blowing people out. But they would have a little comp for the first. You know who gave them comp? Spain and France. You remember the French game? That gave them a little comp. And then it got boring at the end. But the Redeem team was pretty good, though. What about Dream Team 2? They were good. Dream Team 2 was good. It's just that one year, remember they didn't win a gold medal? That was crazy. Iverson was on that team. They messed around and got knocked off. But as it stands right now, with the talent they got in the NBA right now, they'll still win. But this last Olympics, it was because of Curry. Curry, man, he went ballistic. Curry went ballistic. I don't think he was missing nothing. He went ballistic. It was almost like he had a cheat code. Yeah, he's going to be one of the all-time greats. He's already is that now. Curry is the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's already first ballot Hall of Fame. He got it locked up now. He's probably arguably the greatest shooter of all time now. And that's saying a lot because Reggie Miller could have easily did what he did, but nobody was shooting like that in the NBA back in the 80s and 90s. But there were shooters that was good as Curry, but they weren't allowed to play like that. Because I never forget that, let me say, the single greatest performance in my mind of NBA history, there's two. There might be the Michael Jordan flu game. That might be one. But what top status what Reggie Miller did to the New York Knicks, man. Oh, my God. What was it, 13, 14 seconds? Man. And then looked at Spike Lee and did the choke sign at Spike Lee. I never forget that. That might be the greatest performance ever. Ever. Because he was down and came back and beat the Knicks and looked at Spike Lee like he was crazy. Oh, you remember they finished third? Yeah, that was a crazy one. Tim Duncan was called the big fundamental. Wake Forest. Only reason why he started playing basketball because he was a swimmer, but the hurricane destroyed his village. So he just took the basketball. The rest was history. His rookie season, that was a Hall of Fame rookie class. It was. They had Allen Iverson on that team, Kobe Bryant. That was like legendary. Yeah, nobody does that now. You said the choke game. You talking about Reggie Miller. Man, he did it right in Madison Square Garden, right in front of Spike Lee, and did the choke thing. Then I would think the other one was Michael Jordan's flu game. He played with the flu. The last shot was cool too, but he pushed Byron Russell off. He did. He should have got called for a foul on that, but the rest wasn't going to do it. when he pushed off Byron Russell and did the last shot. You said I still consider Steph Curry a scorer. His father had to deconstruct his 3-point shot. Scottie Pippen never get. Oh man, Scottie Pippen's a legend. Yes, he do. It wasn't no Jordan without Pippen. Oh no, man. Yo, when you remember when Jordan took off that year to play baseball, what did Pippen do to the New York Knicks, man? You remember? Let me refresh your memory. He dunked on Ewing and stood right over Ewing. Ewing got pissed. He hurt the Knicks real bad because the Knicks thought they had it. Man, Pippen went in there and played big ball on him. He dunked on Ewing so bad that was disrespectful what he did, and stood right over him. Yeah, he was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Come on, man. Pippen get his respect. He's first ballot Hall of Fame. Pippen is a Bulls legend. Yes, he is. Yeah, man. That's Scottie Pippen, man. It's just that he wasn't as rough as Rodman. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as rough as Oakley. You know what I'm saying? But he played his role. I know he was when Jordan decided to play ball. He was when Pippen was doing his thing. But then Jordan came back and the family was reconstructed. The rest was history. The first season, he came. Jordan came back with the number 45. He had the 45 jersey. There's a significance to that, but he had the 45 jersey, and then after that, he changed back to number 40. I mean 23. A fun fact: I don't know if anybody know why Kobe chose the number 24. The reason why he chose the number 24 because finally he wanted to say he had one up on Jordan. That's him saying that he's better than Jordan. That's why he had number 24. Kevin Garnett told the story. I didn't know that until Kevin Garnett said it. Kobe's last game is something of legend. That might be up there too. Because I'm talking about Michael Jordan flu game. Kobe had the last game. You get what I'm saying? Jordan had the flu game in the last shot. Kobe had the last game. His last game was something of legend. It was. It's almost like that kid wasn't real, man. Then he just passed like that right after he retired. It's crazy. Yeah, do what you need to do. That's how Pippen and them was. They did what they had to do. They all had their role. You know what I'm saying? It was about winning. You said the flu game, the choke game, the retirement game, and just throw Robert Ory in there too. Wherever you want to throw him. You heard me? Throw Robert Ory in there too, because he got people rings. Robert Ory is who you dial to get you a ring. He always be hitting them last shots. Just add Robert Ory in there wherever you can. You know what I'm saying? Robert, big game Ory. Straight up. He showed up in the big game. But yeah, man. My knowledge goes back to I'm gonna tell you something, be honest with you. My knowledge goes back to I'm talking about live watching the games. Um it don't go past Jordan at North Carolina. I don't remember anything. It don't go past that. I remember when he was at North Carolina. I was like a kid watching it. Because I thought he was like a damn superhero. You know what I'm saying? That was like 82, 83. No, 80, no, hold up. 82. 82, 83. You said Robert Ory, version 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, just pick one of them. Just throw, you don't have to throw them in the top. You just got to throw them in there somewhere. He did it 3 times, won rings for people. He did it with the Lakers. He did it with San Antonio too, and Houston. You said Pippen is quiet without never playing with Jordan. Oh, interesting you say that. Yeah, quiet is good. Man, what y'all think, man? Who's gonna be the next coach of the Cleveland Browns, man? It's gonna be Prime or what knowledge? You ain't gonna never hear the last of my mouth. If he take that coaching job, it's on. I don't care what the haters saying. Oh, Shador is that, and I don't care about all that. Let's roll. Let's start rolling. Shiloh, get back in shape, man, because you about to be on the team. Get back in shape, man. Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I know it's wishful thinking, though. It's wishful thinking. But just imagine it'll be it's wishful thinking. I don't know, man. Wishful thinking, maybe. I'm all right for another Colorado season. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I'm ready to see this go-go offense. See what that's about. You hear what I'm saying? The go-go offense, wild dog. I'm ready for that right there. We're gonna produce some more All-Americans. I'm ready for Juju now to really. This is his season now. He's gonna be the starter. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for see what he do now. Now we're officially giving him the keys. We're giving him he already redshirted, so that means he got 4 years of eligibility. He officially have the keys now. He officially have them. You said Prime needs to leave CU. To be honest, it's over. You said he did all he can do. Damn, you could do more. You said come to Texas or go to Florida. He ain't going to Texas. You talking about college? They already got coaches. Yeah, everybody got their coaches, man. You said Juju time is officially here. Right. He officially has the keys now. Because remember he redshirted. Coach Prime wanted him to redshirt. Go ahead and redshirt. So now he got 4 years of eligibility to do his thing now. He got the keys now. He officially got the keys. It is now the Julian Juju Lewis era. This has officially started. Let's go. Go offense. Let's get it. They said it's going to be a lot of running, everything. So that's it right there. They bringing in some more people, getting things going. We'll see. But I'm taking it week by week, though. I'm not lying to you. I'm taking this week by week. You say coach from the NFL, but he has been adamant about avoiding pros. Yeah, he's saying he want to coach in the pros. That's not his thing. His passion is college football. You said just fix the run game and go for it. You mean they got to fix that defense? Dang, they'll figure something out. It'll take a little while to rebuild. They figure it out. They do what they got to do. Yeah, they do what they got to do, man. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate talking to you guys. I'm gonna have to go over to the other spot real quick. There's a lot of stuff international going on. I got to stay on it. So I'm about to go over there and talk about that. It's crazy. There's a lot going on. 2026. I knew something was gonna happen soon as that ball dropped. I said it to people. I said something get ready to happen. They said, "What are you talking about? Something international. Something about to go down." Sure enough, did. But I'm about to get on that, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I might come back if there's something big in this portal that break off. I'll come back, but I will catch you guys on the next one.